Before we get started, a big thanks to this channel sponsor, SCB Guns and Ammo in Thomasville, North Carolina. These guys are huge helps to the channel. They let me have these, or not have them, they let me borrow these knives to bring a video to you guys, and they help me keep the channel running. So big thanks to them, big thanks to Sean. If you ever are in the area, go see him. Tell him I said hey, tell him I sent you, and maybe he'll give you a discount, or they might escort you out at gunpoint, you never know. Hello everyone, welcome back to EDCNC. My name is Samuel, and this is my face. Something you're not used to seeing in these videos, but I thought I'd start up a new format for the channel, kind of try this out. It gives me a little bit more creative freedom. You can only do so much with a top-down view when it comes to editing, and I'm learning to edit, getting better, and trying new things. So I wanted to give this a shot to where I could do kind of whatever I wanted to and try it out. A couple announcements before we get started. Big thanks for 350 subscribers. That means a lot. I'm super excited. We're close to 500. We're closing in on it, and that means a lot. We will be doing a giveaway for 500 subscribers. Me and the channel sponsor, SCB Guns and Ammo, we'll be doing a giveaway, two or three knives, and we'll tell you how to enter that a little later down the road. I'll probably upload a video, and then you can comment under it, subscribe, all that good stuff, and then we'll figure it out from there. But that's not why you're here. You're here for the new QSP Otter. So here it is. This is a new knife from, of course, QSP. One of their newer high-end knives. They've been more focused on the budget end of things, it seems, for a long time with the Penguin and stuff like the Parrot and the Hawk and knives such as that. They are kind of starting to branch out into the higher end of things. It kind of started with the QSP Penguin. That seems to be the model that took off best for them and that has got them the most traction. And now they're starting to do more. And everything I've seen so far from QSP seems to be pretty good. They seem to have done a pretty great job. And no exception with this. The QSP Otter is priced at $119.45. That's at SCB, but also online it is priced at $119.45. So if you can't make it into your local shop to get it, you can order it online for around the same price as what your local shop's going to have it. SCB is my local shop, and that's what they have it for. So let's just go over the specs real quick, and we'll go from there. This has a coated sheep's foot blade, S35VN flat ground. It has a milled titanium pocket clip that is reversible. The handle scales are a carbon fiber with copper foil. The liners are solid, no milling, and it has a T8 pivot and T6 body screws. It runs on ball bearings and has a flipper tab for deployment. The overall length of this knife is 6.5 inches. The blade length is 2.75 inches, and the closed length is 3.75 inches. Now let's just talk about this knife from a everyday carry perspective and what role it will fill. So this knife will fill more of the light everyday carry role, or maybe the kind of dress up gentlemanly carry role. It's a smaller knife without a deep carry pocket clip, but kind of a nicer titanium pocket clip, and the scales also are a nicer carbon fiber and copper. So this isn't really going to be one of the knives you take and you beat the snot out of. Now that doesn't mean you can't use it hard. S35VN and these materials are going to hold up very well, and so, you know, if you want to take it and beat it, take it and beat it. That's fine. It's gonna stand up to it, but don't complain whenever, you know, this thing doesn't do all the jobs that your Hinder or your Chris Reeve will do, because that's not what this knife is built for. I think this is built more for a gentleman's carry, and I think they've done a good job of that. It's small, it's compact, it fits in the pocket very well. You'll see some B-roll right here of it sliding into a pocket, and for a milled titanium clip, it actually carries pretty deep still, but enough for you to get your fingers down there on it to carry. The lanyard hole on this thing, it wasn't prioritized over the pocket clip, which is always a good thing, but also, I mean, on such a clean line knife, a knife with such clean lines, such nice aesthetics, and then they kind of just drilled a hole in it. That's what it looks like. I mean, I personally don't mind it that much. It doesn't mess with the visuals of the knife that much, but why not just put a lanyard bar there? I mean, it would make this knife just kind of look a lot better. Next thing's next. We're going to do some size comparisons. Of course, we'll do it up against its brother, the QSP Penguin. Next, up against the Petrified Fish Mini Beluga. And then the Benchmade Mini Bug Out. Here it is up against the Spyderco Delica and the Benchmade 940. And last but not least, the Kaiser T1. So there you go. How's the action on it? The action is actually pretty impressive. Fires out really well, but the drop is also pretty good. It's shake shut, not drop shut, but you can do it pretty easily. Now this blade is a little loose. It could use a tightening, but I do believe after a little bit of break-in period, it would do just fine, no issues. So what do I have to say about the overall feel, look, aesthetics of the knife? It feels good in the hand. Ergonomics, actually, the best thing about the milled titanium pocket clips are that you cannot feel them in the hand most of the time. And it is the exact same thing with this. This fits in your hand really well. I have pretty large hands, and they're still a little bit sticking out, so you can get a good 4-finger purchase on this. The jimping on this is in an okay spot. It wouldn't hurt if it was a little further up the blade, but it still works pretty well. How good is the edge? Well, let me show you. Here's my paper with my notes on it. Like butter. I mean, it's really smooth, impressively smooth. They did a really good job. There's no real spots that I can see they messed up on this knife. The sharpening is done really well. It's a little janky towards the back, but you know, still did a pretty good job on it. Overall, ergonomics are pretty good. Jimping could be a little better, but that's okay. Again, this is not really going to be much of a hard use knife, so you might not have to worry about that much. Last but not least, I want to focus on a point of this that is really, really nice. And this is where that single screw clip comes in, where it's secured with one screw. This titanium pocket clip is reversible. You don't see that very often. Most of the time on knives like this, especially titanium frame locks, such as this Kaiser T1, you can see that the titanium pocket clip is non-reversible. And it has 2 screws, and even if it only had 1 screw, well, this could work with 1 screw if it was also a body screw. But for this knife, it is non-reversible. This is right-handed only for carry. But this one, on the other hand, is right or left hand. And you can tell that it did not mess with the aesthetics of this knife any. It just looks like a body screw. And that's exactly what it is. It goes straight through to the backspacer. Works really well. I really like that design. I wish they would do it more on more knives. And I'm pretty impressed with it. So, again, what are my overall thoughts of this knife? For 119 bucks, the specs are pretty good. S35N carbon fiber and foil in the carbon fiber. I think it's pretty good, except I'm seeing a few kind of odd spots on this one, almost burn spots. And whether that's just this one knife or whether that is on all models, I do not know. You know, that's kind of a luck of the draw with carbon fiber. That's kind of the way this stuff works, especially with like the marbled carbon fiber. You'll have voids, or with this stuff you might have, I don't know, it kind of looks like burns, and I guess that's where they've inlaid the copper. I don't know. It's just kind of a up in the air with carbon fiber. But personally, for the price, for the materials and everything, if you got one with a little burn spot on it, it wouldn't bother me that much. I mean, it's not that bad. Of course, I will have been throwing B-roll in here for it. It's not enough to break this knife for me. So what do I say about the QSP Otter? If you've got the money and it's appealing to you, go for it. It's a well-spec'd knife, a great looking knife, and there goes my paper. I would say it's worth it. Definitely worth it. So, is this knife worth it at $119, $120 practically? Yeah, I would say so. QSP is doing what QSP does best, and that is bringing you high performance materials, high quality materials at a lower end price than anybody else. They seem to do that better than any other company that I can think of at the moment. Kaiser might be on their heels, but I still don't think they do it as well. From branching out from the Penguin and using that to carry their brand on, they've done a really good job with that, and I am pretty impressed. So the QSP Otter, yeah, I would go for it. Don't be mad if you find a spot or two on the carbon fiber. Expect that. It's $120. But I would say if this tickles your fancy and you like it, go grab it. So thank you everyone for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. New format, trying something new out. We'll give it a shot, see how it goes. But if you did like the video, please leave a like, leave a comment, it helps me out. Subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, have a great day, and God bless. There's a big logging truck coming by. Of course there is.
See you next time.